Here's the real reason why you make $120K a year and you still feel broke. It's lifestyle creep. Yeah, so lifestyle creep is you make more money and then what do you do with it? You buy a newer car, you buy a bigger truck, maybe you buy a house that you're not ready for. But no matter what it is, every time you make more money, you go buy something that you don't need. You don't invest it. And then you're sitting there wondering, hey, I swear I made $20,000 more this year than last year, but I don't have anything to show for it. I don't know where it went. That's exactly what lifestyle creep is. You're just continuing to spend more money without having control over where that money goes. You always say, when I make more money, I'm going to save more money, but you never actually do it. Instead, you just continue to spend it. Hey, if this sounds like you've got to get out of your own way. You've got to break the cycle. And so here are a few things that you can do to break that cycle, to stop blowing your money. Number one, and one of the most crucial things you have to stop doing, is you have to stop financing depreciating assets. This is such a big thing, especially for young people. They want to impress everyone around them. And how do they do that? Almost exclusively, it's by buying a car that is too expensive that they have no business buying. Another thing is that you have this lifestyle creep where you just want to spend more because you make it. You don't even know where the money goes. And the third thing is that you'll have a really good month. You'll make some extra money and you'll treat it like, hey, I deserve to go blow that money. I deserve, because I worked hard, I made more money, I deserve to go spend that money. And the funny thing is all you're doing is putting yourself further and further behind. I don't have a problem with you celebrating. Go buy an expensive dinner. Go splurge, go buy a gift for somebody. I have no problem with that. But take maybe 10% of that extra that you made and use that, have some sort of control, as opposed to, hey, I made an extra 10 grand last month, or I made an extra 1 grand last month, and blowing it all. That doesn't make any sense why you would do that. Because when you do that, you're putting yourself back in the same position as you were before you had that awesome month. So I need you to stop doing this. This is how you fix it. If you have a big month, put aside a certain amount. Maybe it's 10% and go splurge. If you need to get that out of your system, do that. Here's the thing, is that you need to give every new dollar that you make a job before it lands. And the reason why you do this is because it's going to be accounted for. And in your mind, that money's not going to be available for you to go blow on something you don't need. And if you have any big purchases that you want to make, and this is very important, you need to listen to me. You need to wait at least 24 to 48 hours. Follow that 24 to 48 hour rule, which what you do is you wait that period of time before you actually make that purchase. You'll be surprised how much that changes what you want if you just give it that little bit of time so you don't have that impulse buy. So now the gap actually happens in what you keep. So before you would just blow that and you're like, hey, where'd that money go? I'm making more money now, but I seem to even have less. Now you're recognizing, hey, I'm controlling my dollars and I have that after the year and I'm investing it. And what's going to be interesting is you won't feel any different in your lifestyle. The only thing that will be different is that you'll have more money to invest. So that 120 grand, it will actually feel like 120 grand. Now let's talk about the no money system. This is another reason why at 120 grand, you still feel broke. Here's one of the biggest mistakes is that people that own a business, they'll blend their personal and business finances together. This is a huge no-no for a lot of reasons, but it causes hardship both on the personal and the business side because you don't know where your money's going for either of those two endeavors. And here are the warning signs for you to know if this is what you're actually doing. You don't know your real numbers, you get surprise shortfalls, and you can't tell which is the business's money versus which is your money. If this sounds like you, I want you to stop doing these things. So you can't use your business account for personal reasons. And there's a lot of issues with this, but the biggest one that we're talking about today is you have to be able to keep track of business expenditures. You have to know how much your business is costing you and how much it's making. You got to know, to operate a business successfully, you have to know where those dollars are going in your business. Otherwise, you're not going to know what efforts are making you money and what are costing you money. Here's another huge issue is a lot of people that own businesses, they make whatever the business has left over. This causes all sorts of problems, and it makes your business and your personal finances more susceptible to problems. So if you're paying yourself everything that your business has left over, then you can't have savings for a rainy day when your business doesn't produce like it's used to, or you have an unexpected expenditure. The other thing is, it's hard to reinvest in equipment and marketing and grow your business when everything that your business makes, you're immediately pulling out of it. So first things first, you have to separate the accounts. This is easy enough, just do it. It takes one step, open up a separate business account and make sure that everything for the business flows through that. Even if you have to loan some money from your personal assets to the business just to get it up and going. Another thing that you have to do is pay yourself a fixed amount and not above and not below that. Now, if your business runs into hardship, then definitely you have to pay yourself last just to keep the business afloat. But make sure that just because the business makes more money, you don't immediately pull it out of there. And lastly, make sure that you have a system and a flow to the income so that every dollar that you make has an assignment and can go to work for you. So what's the payoff? There's so much peace of mind that comes with this. Within a business, you're able to budget and you're able to make smart decisions about where your money's going and how those decisions can make more money and help you grow your business. It becomes predictable. You know what's yours, you've got your taxes covered, and you're building a balance so that you can continue to invest and grow your business instead of starting from zero every month. Lastly, income isn't wealth. That's another reason why you can make 120 grand and still feel broke. Here's the problem is that people are so focused on how much they make, and they're not as focused on how much they're worth. The difference is when you make a lot of money, you are taxed on a lot of it, and it requires your time. If you make a certain amount and you never put it into passive forms of investments where you can make money without working, then you continue to work even though you're not making more money. And the day you stop working, the funny thing is, the money stops too. So here are the warning signs to know if you are going through this. All the money you make depends on you showing up. If you don't show up for work, then you don't make any money. The problem with this is you're still making a lot of money, but your net worth isn't increasing. And nothing, and perhaps most importantly, nothing that you earn is in turn, and perhaps most importantly, nothing that you earn is earning money on its own. So I need you to stop doing this right now so that you can change your situation. Stop measuring your success by income alone. Stop putting so much back into your lifestyle that you don't have anything left over to purchase assets. And stop ignoring your taxes until April. Trust me, you'll regret that. All right, here's how to fix this. I need you to start converting some of that income that you make into assets. What that does is it's going to do a couple of things. Number one is it is going to increase your net worth. And the way that it does this is that you're going to have more assets than you have liabilities. The other thing that it's going to do is it's going to allow you to make money from those assets while you sleep. So you're going to have passive income. You're not going to have to blood, sweat, and tears for every dollar that you make. That's how to build true wealth. Also with assets, you're able to limit your tax liability. This is huge. When you make a lot of money, especially through active work, you're going to get taxed to the bone. You're going to get taxed to death. But when you have assets, especially assets that you can write off depreciation and use other tax strategies, you're able to lessen your tax liability and pay a lower tax rate. So what's the payoff to this? It's having your assets work for you. It's having those assets make money for you so that you're making money whether you clock in or not. That's the beauty of this, is that when you have money and you set that aside and you put that into passive investments, you're able to build money and make more income without ever having to punch the time clock. And that's the moment that 120 grand, it doesn't make you feel like you're broke anymore because you're finally building something that pays you.